Hey, what's up, everyone? Why do we fall into bad habits and how can we change that? You might find yourself falling into habits that you know are bad, or maybe they're just habits that you don't want to get into. Could be normal as seeing the old friends that are bad for you, or something like smoking or drinking, or maybe trying to have too much fun where you should be more engaged in working. Well, here's what we have today. Okay, why do we fall into bad habits? First things first, maybe you feel too challenged. Maybe you have everything you already need in life, but you feel challenged in your job, maybe too exhausting. Maybe you feel tired. It's too challenging. Or maybe you feel bored out of your mind, you hate the job. Or maybe it has nothing to do with your job, you're just bored in life. Maybe you're unemployed, you haven't found your passion yet. Maybe you feel like you're so bored out of your mind. So why do we fall into bad habits? First thing first, boredom. Boredom is the reason why we fall into bad habits. And if we're not bored and we fall into bad habits, maybe it's because some things are too challenging, too stressful, and we hate it, we don't want to do it. It's not exciting, so we fall into bad habits easier. We already know these habits are bad, but we keep doing them because we're missing that element in life where we feel excited, enthusiastic about our day, approaching it with the best attitude and taking over, going to get it right away, moment for moment, excitement, engaged, joy, radiance. That's what we look for, that's what we want, that's what we crave, but we somewhere along the line we lost that, and either we're too challenged or too bored. So we fall into bad habits. And it's okay, you don't have to die over, it's not the end of the world that you fell into a bad habit today, but you have the power to change that. You have the power to rise above those tendencies that make you fall into bad habits. You already know what your bad habits are. And I don't have to put a whole list up for you of bad habits, but you already know what your habits are. And we can get rid of them. We don't need to get rid of them. We only need to find, in some cases, we do need to get rid of them. In other cases, we need to find better habits. Right? Maybe you eat too much, but you don't work out. And that's okay. You don't have to be the best athlete, but you can add exercise. Maybe you hate your job. You want a new one. You want a better job that's challenging and exciting. Maybe you want your life in general to be more joyful and you're bored. You have nothing to do. So these are the reasons why we fall into bad habits. Somewhere along the line in life, we have lost the ability, the excitement for life. The excitement for life was lost since we were children. We had the power, it was so exciting to just imagine, to just live, to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, it's a new day. And there are so many things that I can be excited about. So that's what we're missing right now. Why we fall into bad habits, we're not so excited about life anymore. It's too challenging or too boring. And so one way to work with that, how do I make more life exciting rather than challenging or boring? I can find my passion, discover it, and then practice it. Practice it, get better at it, excel at it. And it doesn't have to be a single passion, it could be many things. You want to create a life for yourself that is meaningful and exciting, worth living. A life that's worth living, not a life that's boring. You get bored, you feel down, or too challenging, too hard, and you can't even be excited for it anymore. It's just stressful. So that's what's up. Why do we fall into bad habits? We get bored or too challenged, and we don't have the passion that we want. We are not pursuing our passions anymore. Or maybe we're pursuing it too extremely and it's too challenging. So then, even our passions, we tend to build bad habits out of our passions. So finding your passion is not the solution. It's the excitement for life in general is the solution. And finding your passion and being willing to pursue your passions is just one of the elements, one of the tools in which we can make life more exciting. right? So the power of imagination. Envision yourself more happy. What are you doing when you're more happy? Envision, feel, get into the vibration of your own element, where you are thriving, where you are succeeding, where you are happy, excited, enthusiastic about what you're doing, about your life in general, where you don't need to fall into bad habits anymore. So that's the problem. We fall into boredom or a lack of will, lack of interest, and therefore we build bad habits. But now we have to know that we have the power to end our bad habits and build not new bad habits, new good habits. You know what you can add into your life, what you need in your life, where you're lacking, where you're slacking. You know exactly where that is, so you can add those. You don't have to go so extreme. It could be so simple. It could be so simple, like having an extra workout each weekend, or no fast food. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a diet or anything. You know what you need to do, right? It could be elimination of smoking. It could be like to stop smoking completely, or to stop seeing those friends. You can grow. You can. There's the opportunity to live is there, and we have to find that excitement for life. What makes life exciting? You have to add those passions. You have to pursue those passions, but not to extremes. You have to be balanced enough that They're not bad habits anymore. They're good habits. They make you excited. They make the an effect, an element of good habits. It enhances your life. You feel excited, you feel enthusiastic, you're not overpowered by them, but you don't feel powerless as well. And so we have to find that, and that's the way home. Freedom from bad habits, freedom from addictions, and our will to thrive, to strive, and to succeed. Thank you. Have a good day.